Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NatureCity podcast. I'm Carl Pradelli, your host, and also the CEO and co-founder of NatureCity. My wife and I started NatureCity over 20 years ago, and since then, we've had the privilege of serving over 500,000 Americans by offering them the best supplements we could make. Today, I want to share with you some tips for buying nutritional supplements, whether it's from NatureCity or elsewhere. Shopping for supplements isn't easy. In fact, it was the reason Beth and I started the company back in 2002. We were frustrated dietary supplement buyers ourselves, and we always had a lot of questions, but it wasn't really clear how to get the answers to find the products that were best for us. You know, so much when you're shopping for anything just comes to being prepared as to what you know, what you want, and what you need. And hopefully the 7 tips I give you today will help you find the right products for you. Being prepared, I can't emphasize enough how being prepared helps, right? I'm going to share a personal story that I think kind of illustrates this. You know, in our house, I do the food shopping, okay? Beth loves to cook, is not a big fan of going to the grocery store and markets. So I do it, which is fine. I don't mind. So a couple weeks ago, I had my list, and on it I see balsamic vinegar. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard to get, right? So I get to the store, and lo and behold, I see 12 different options for balsamic vinegar. And right away, I had flashbacks to when I used to shop for supplements, right? Say I wanted fish oil. Go to the store, see a dozen options for different fish oils. Well, which one's the right one for me? And pretty confusing, right? So here I am again. So I got 12 options. And the one thing I do know about balsamic vinegar is the best in the world comes from a small town in Italy called Modena. And the reason I know that is because that's where my dad's family comes from. I've never been, would love to go sometime. So I say, okay, I'm going to get a balsamic vinegar from Modena. Well, that took my options from 12 down to about 8. Okay. So, and when you're shopping, you always want the best product you can find, but you also don't want to make a mistake, right? You want to buy something and you go home and someone says, oh, geez, why would you buy that product? Or why'd you pay so much, right? Finding the right product is good. Not making a mistake is also good. Right? So I decided to start examining these 8 options closely to make sure I'm getting a good product. I start looking at the color. Some are lighter, some are darker. Some say lower acidity, some say high acidity, some say balanced acidity. Some are sweet, semi-sweet, more sweet. There's this one that was aged 10 years, another one 12 years. But wait, this 12 years that cost me an extra $5. Is that really worth it? You get the picture. So I finally come to the realization, I don't know what I'm doing. And since there didn't appear to be any balsamic vinegar experts in the store that day, I kind of fall back on a strategy on how I used to buy supplements, right? I didn't want to take the cheapest one because, well, that can't be very good. I also didn't want to take the most expensive one because I might be overpaying. So I'm going to choose something in the middle, right? And I know, even though I know better, I know I'm going to end up being swayed or influenced by the label. Oh, that has a nice label, must be a good product. Even though I know it has no reflection on what's inside the bottle. You just can't help yourself. So I make my selection and go on my way. And if you're wondering how I did, well, if any of you have a good suggestion for balsamic vinegar, I'd appreciate it. So what's the moral of the story here? Don't shop for supplements the way Carl shops for balsamic vinegar, right? You want to go to the store prepared and have a good idea of what you need. Because look, if I buy the wrong vinegar, it could affect how my salad tastes or how our food marinade kind of turns out. You buy the wrong supplements, it could have an impact on your health, right? Or how well you age over time or quality of life. So much more important decision. And really our first mantra here is what's inside the bottle matters, right? What's inside the bottle matters. So it's worth making a little investment of time ahead of, a little investment ahead of time, using some of your time to figure out, what's the right product. And I'm going to give you 7 ideas of what to look for here. So number one, I'm going to start with one of my pet peeves, and anyone who knows me knew I was going to start with this one because it really bothers me. When you look at a label and you see proprietary blends or herbal blends, so these are basically ingredients, a bunch of ingredients that are grouped together, and they don't tell you how much of each one you're getting. They just say, oh, the proprietary blend, you're getting 600 milligrams. Okay, well, you have no idea how much of each of the ingredients you're getting. Okay, anytime I see this, it tells me the maker's product is trying to hide something from me. Okay. Now they'll say, no, 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 it's just our proprietary formula. We don't want to disclose how much you're getting for competitive reasons. Well, I think that's baloney, right? We all test our products. I could test their product and have a really good idea very quickly what's exactly is in it, or frankly, you could do the same thing. So that's nonsense. They're really trying to hide something in most cases. And typically, what's happening is they give you maybe a lot of the cheaper stuff and less of the good stuff, which may be more expensive. Or maybe they give you, a lot of one ingredient, but very little of all the rest of the stuff. But they just kind of have a lot of things listed on the label just to influence your decision because you say, wow, look, I get all these things. Unfortunately, you're not getting, enough of those ingredients in terms of the content, the milligrams, to really make a difference. So you're really not getting much that's going to help you. So I look for products where each ingredient is listed separately, or if it's in a blend, at least they're telling you the amount of each ingredient in that particular blend, which you really say, by the way. So we deserve to know what's in the product, right? And we need to know what's in the product. We need to know what we're putting into our bodies. So that's number one. Number two falls under the category of kind of ingredient transparency, or just ingredient quality in general. So you want to know. I would like to know when I look at a product. Well, where are the ingredients from? Who's the supplier? What kind of science supports this ingredient? Is it from a sustainable source? Are they good? Does this company do things responsibly? What's, are the vitamins, if it's a vitamin, is it from a plant source or is it made synthetically? All these types of things. So and by the way, I'll say, look, this is probably the most challenging thing to do, but also one of the most important things you could do in terms of your investment in time. What we do at Nature City is we actually, in almost all cases, tell you the exact brand and the supplier of each ingredient we're using in our products. So you'll not only see on the bottle NatureCity logos, using the back of the label, you'll see the brands of the ingredients we're using. Okay, and usually those brands, they call it in the industry, they're called branded ingredients. And generally, the branded ingredients are high quality ingredients which have been subject to scientific studies for both efficacy and usually safety, right? Two pretty important things. And what I like about it too is not only is my reputation on the line by having Nature City's name on the label, the name of supplier is on the bottle too, so their reputation's on the line. And I'll tell you something else that's important too is it also helps know you're getting an amount shown to help. Okay, well, let me explain. Usually ingredient supplier, a branded ingredient supplier won't let you use their brand name unless you're using the amount of the ingredient shown to be helpful in the scientific studies, right? So if it takes 200 milligrams for something to show benefit, you can't use 20 and use that company's name, okay? So again, just another check for you to know that you're getting a good quality product. Look for those branded ingredients. Look for, and do your homework to figure out, is there any science supporting this? Every company in this business is going to say we're science based. We make our products based on science. Well, you know, then show me, right? Which ingredients are you using and what's the science supporting those? You should know that. Again, one of the most important things you could do when you're shopping for supplements. Number three, manufactured in the United States. Okay, we have the highest standards for dietary supplement manufacturing in the world. Okay, and we use ingredients sourced from around the world, try to find the best things we can, but everything is kind of blended and packaged and tested here in the U.S. Usually in either New Jersey, California, and we do some in Florida too. But I would steer away from products made abroad. I don't want to be too much, generalize too much, but in the U.S., we have the highest standards, and if you use a reputable manufacturer who kind of complies with the FDA, good manufacturing practices, then you have a lot better chance of getting what you think you're buying, which may not always be the case otherwise. So look for products that are manufactured in the U.S. You have to be a little careful here because companies aren't allowed to use the Made in the USA logo, even though the product is manufactured here. Like, for example, we don't say Made in the USA because the Made in the USA claim is actually regulated by the federal government. And to use that claim, you really have to have almost everything in the product sourced from the United States. So if we're getting curcumin from India, for example, which is where curcumin comes from, we couldn't use the Made in the USA logo, even though the product is made in New Jersey. So what we use is blended and packaged in the United States. And you look for something similar. You just want to make sure the final product is made here. Pretty important. Fourth, and this is a good one that is a little under the radar thing that helps check to see if a company really believes in their product. It's check their money back guarantee. Okay, and I know depending on where you're purchasing the product, you may be subject to the return policy or the guarantee policy of the store or the website you're purchasing from. But most companies sell their products directly, and you can go and check out what is their money back guarantee. Okay, I can tell you that most cases it's 30 days, which to me is way too short. Okay, I'd say look for anything. It should be at least 90 days, and I'll explain why in a second. NatureCity, we do 1 year. Okay, so your purchase is protected for 1 year. If you're not satisfied for any reason, even 363 days into it, you can return the product and get your money back. Why is 30 days, in my opinion, too short? Well, think about it. If you order, okay, I'll give you an example. I just ordered something that showed up at my house on Tuesday. Okay, not a supplement, but something else. I'm pretty busy this week, so I'm not going to open it till Saturday or Sunday. So it's already 10 days, right, since I purchased this product before I even have a chance to think about using it. Okay. And supplements, it's really hard to figure out if you're happy with the product or if you think it's helping you in under a month's time. Okay. Sometimes can happen that way, but very rarely, right? In my opinion, you need to use supplements for a little longer to see if you think they're helping you. So, when you have a 30-day money back guarantee and maybe you don't start even using the product for 10 days in my example, or if you do in the first week, that's not a very, very long time before you have to make a decision to get your money back. Okay. By giving you a 1 year guarantee like we do, that gives you plenty of time. And more importantly, it gives you time to take advantage of our kind of quantity discount. So for example, if you buy 6 bottles, you get 20% off, and you can get even more by buying higher amounts. But that gives you a real chance to put the product to a test. In addition to saving money, you really put the product to a true test to see if it's helping you, right? And if for some reason it's not, you can return it, right? It's not 30 days, it's 360 days. You have that option. So, a company can only do this if it's confident in their products. That's why I say this is important, right? This only works if you're a brand who gets a lot more reorders than they do returns. So it's a little bit of an under radar thing of how to look to see if a company really believes in what they're selling. What's the length of their money back guarantee? Next thing, if if it sounds too good, it probably is. Okay, and I'm talking about the marketing claims, or the advertising for the product, and to what's being said it can do. All right. You know, I ban the word miracles. If you ever see the word miracle in NatureCity advertising, let us know, because it shouldn't be there. The word miracle, I think, just destroys credibility. We're not about miracles. There are no miracles with dietary supplements, okay? Or I hate to use the word never, but almost never any miracles with dietary supplements. They can help you a lot, right? And they can really impact your health. And along with diet, exercise, good lifestyle choices, they can really make a difference in how you age. But over the top, when you see over the top advertising, then you may want to be wary of that product. Give you a couple examples, because I was cleaning out some files recently, and I always kind of kept ads which I just felt was so ludicrous. They I wanted to hang on to. Let me read you a couple examples of things. So this one is a greens drink. It says, you can go to sleep feeling old and tired and wake up feeling like a teenager. How about that? Wouldn't that be great? Probably not realistic, right? Here's a natural solution. Never worry about your eyesight again. Guaranteed. Well, I don't know about that. My eye doctor, who I really like, is probably not going to be happy if that's the case. How to fix your digestive problems in 10 seconds. Again, not too believable, is it? Well, here's one. You could slash your risk of age-related health problems to near zero. That's not realistic, right? You should stay just by adding 4 drops of some supplement here to water. I don't think that's going to happen. And here's kind of like my favorite for a couple of reasons. It says, and this advertisement made in 2012. It says, this tiny pill could put your doctor out of business by 2013. Okay. You see a lot of doctors go out of business because of supplements in 2013. Well, guess what? I don't think this company even believed it, because next year they came out with another advertisement, and this said this tiny pill could put your doctor out of business by 2014. Okay, so maybe this year up to 2024, 2025, who knows? The point here again is trust your instincts. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and someone's trying to sell you a product for the wrong reasons. Number 6, beware, along the same vein, beware of prices that seem too good, right? If you see a product, for example, where most of the products are around, say, $20, right? And you see one product that seems to have the same ingredient, same quality, same dosage, same amount of capsules, but it's only, say, instead of $20, it's maybe $12. Well, I don't know. I can almost assure you something's not right there. Okay. There's no way everyone else could be selling a product for $20 or $18 or $22 and someone's selling it for $12. So again, be very wary. We all have our sales deals and our promotions and our quantity discounts, but when you see something that's very extreme relative to the marketplace, something is probably not right. And my last tip, which is one of my favorites, is visit the About Us page on websites or brands that you're considering purchasing. This is really interesting to me, because really it helps really explain, or should explain, why does this company exist? Is there really a passion there from the owners, or the management team, or are they just there to try to make money? I guess are they really there to help people? Is there a reason they got into this business? Are they doing it for the right reasons? What's the story? How long they've been in business? That's all important. When sometimes you go to an About Us page and it's just such a generic thing that could have been copied from any business. There's really no thought put into it. Well, that also makes me wonder how much thought they put into their product, and how much passion they put into choosing their ingredients and selecting a product that I'm going to put into my body. So the About Us page, our story pages, I think they're really pretty revealing about brands and companies in general, and I would check them out before making a decision. So those are my 7 tips for buying nutritional supplements. Again, no one wants to make a mistake. So, you do what you can to put the odds in your favor and hopefully find the right product for you. At Nature City, we really work hard to try to help people get the right items for them and answer questions you may have. So if you have any questions for us, we love helping people and we love to hear from you. You can reach us via our website, which also has our phone number. You can reach us by email. You'll find the email link there, and you also can look in our show notes here to see how to get in touch with us. So that's it for this week's episode. I'm Carl Pradelli, and I'll see you next week.